My boyfriend's toxic masculinity made him refuse to have our baby take both of our surnames because his word is final, but when it came time to name our baby, I put both of them down anyway, and now his red pill BS is turning into huge red flags. So I had a baby some weeks ago with my partner to whom I'm not married. We've been together a while, and I've given many compromises in this relationship. While discussing baby's name, we had a few disagreements on names but ultimately decided on a name we both liked well enough. The surname was a sticking point. He wanted the baby to have his name alone. I offered to hyphenate because logistically, it's easier for the baby to have both of our names. He's been drinking the red pill Kool-Aid lately, a large bone of contention in this relationship, and went off about how it's tradition, and the right thing to do and his right as a man to have the baby have his surname. He told me I'd be emasculating him and may as well be a single parent if I won't grant him this one little ask. My word is final, baby's having one surname. This was late in my pregnancy and I didn't have it in to fight, so I told him that I understood what he was saying. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago when baby's birth certificate came. He blew a gasket when he saw that I'd given the baby my surname. He rehashed the conversation above, saying I agree to giving baby his surname. This is where I might be TA. I did nothing of the sort. I told him I understood him, which I did, but I never said I agreed with him. I told him there was no way I was doing all the work of making a baby for him to stick his name on it. When we brought up tradition, I told him it's also traditional for him to marry me before having a baby, but he was happy to ignore that. I told him it was traditional for him to be the provider, but I do that too, and I pointed out other holes in his logic. I told him trying to bully me into submission with his red pill BS when I was exhausted from pregnancy didn't work. He should have known better than to expect me to not share a surname with my child. He said the baby should only have one surname, they do. So why is he mad? He went crying to his brothers and mother, all traditionalists and misogynists, and now they're all up in arms. Am I the jerk here? Edit. There seems to be some confusion, we are not married or engaged. I don't believe in it, and he's never seen the point of bringing the state into your relationship, so we agreed to never marry. He's on the birth certificate as the father, baby just has my last name but father is listed. Thanks for your feedback. I'll be asking him to come for a talk so I can plainly address the issues you guys have helped me see. Thank you for that. Commenter 1. Was he not there when you were filling out the forms? 'Cause that's pretty telling too. NTA. What to name the baby is definitely a valid conversation to have, but he wasn't having a conversation with you. He was trying to bulldoze you without compromise. Commenter 2. Isn't funny how the red pill and red flags are the same color? Honestly, no matter what the gender of the baby is, get your son/daughter out of there. You do not want them growing up in this environment. It's not tradition, it's oppression, and your kid is going to grow up learning they either need to be sneaky or bow down to dad's wishes to keep the peace. Update 1. So it turns out he's got deep-seated resentment for me, lol. He resents me for earning more money than him, being further in my career than he is, not losing my job during COVID like he did, having parents who love and support me, not being a submissive woman, lol, having a present and loving father, not combining our finances, thus making him feel small. So when I last came here, I said I'd asked him to come home and discuss our future with baby, preferably in the presence of a neutral party. He left me on read for a few days, though I could see he was spying on us through the Ring doorbell and baby's monitor. I disconnected them both and he finally responded. He came home very irate and rejected my offer to have a neutral facilitator for the conversation. I asked how we're supposed to move forward and the rant above came out in a full mask-off moment. Any hope I had that you guys were wrong about him died that day. He again rejected the offer to hyphenate baby's surname. Apparently I'm disrespectful and insolent for refusing to do what's right and give baby their rightful surname. I told him I won't go through the administrative nightmare of having a different surname to my child, and lots of data shows a double-barreled surname is social currency that has positive connotations. Nope, he wouldn't budge. I told him neither would I, baby either has both our surnames or mine alone. He asked if this was a hill I wanted this relationship to end on, if I was prepared to throw half a decade down the drain over my silly little feminism. I told him I wasn't sure there was anything left to fight for. We broke up. Thankfully, our, in his name, lease expires end of May. I called my dad and he came to help me back up baby. I messaged him to suggest we still need couples counseling, we need to learn to be co-parents and they can help us establish a healthy way of doing that. He again said no to that so. My mum wanted to take me and baby on a baby moon holiday after this stressful period, but he would grant permission for me to take baby abroad. It's going to be a long road ahead. I've instructed a lawyer to help us set up a formal agreement to avoid this in the future. He's not responding to correspondence from the lawyer, so that's fun. He's sulking, used to do this a lot when things didn't go his way. I hope he'll soon realize I no longer have time for his BS, and I won't be toyed with because I called his bluff and ended the relationship. To end on a bright note, the house I wanted us to buy a couple of years ago, which he talked me out of until he was back on his feet again despite us being able to afford it on my salary alone, is back on the market. I took it as fate. It's time to move on from this man. It's a beautiful Victorian terrace near good schools, good transport links, a small garden and close to my parents. It'd be the perfect home for baby and I. I put in an offer in, wish me luck. Commenter 1. The worst thing about the red pill BS is that those bozos want all the power and privileges of a traditional family, which wasn't actually the norm for most of human history, despite what red pillers say, without the responsibilities. Commenter 2. I would say that, with lawyer help, you need to set up another ultimatum: either he grows the hell up, goes to therapy, and corrects his behavior, or he doesn't get to see your child. With his current patterns, he can and absolutely will try to turn the kid against you to get back at you for not giving in to him in the first place. Good job getting a lawyer involved. Very smart decision. Update 2. Hi. This is really more of a method to help me process for my therapist's guidance rather than anything else. He's passed away. He parted a week after my last update. His funeral was last month and it's been a nightmare. He heard from a mutual friend that I'd put an offer in on the house and came to my parents where baby and I were staying in a drunken rage. It was late, after 10, and he was causing a ruckus and disturbing the neighbors. He wouldn't leave and kept hurling nasty things at me, how I was keeping his baby from him despite him making zero effort to see them after we separated, how I robbed him of his legacy, how I couldn't wait to be rid of him, how much he hated me. We went from begging to pleading, to cursing me and trying to kick down my parents' door to crying. I opened a window and told him to leave or we'd call the police. He refused, so we called them. He ran away. I'm still not sure on the details because his family won't tell me, but I gather he was trying to cross a busy road with the awareness of a drunk, angry man and got hit by a car. He perished on before the ambulance arrived. I found out when his mother called screaming down the phone, crying about how I'd done that to him. She blames me. Even at his funeral she made sure to tell people how I was to blame for her baby boy's untimely death. I know it's not my fault. Rationally and logically I did not tell him to make the series of bad decisions that led to his death, but I still feel guilty. His mother tried to claim his life insurance that I paid for. She said he told her he'd change it for her to be the beneficiary. I don't know how far true it is, but I refused and told her the purpose was to help set baby up for life if one or both of us met an untimely death, so that's what it will do. She's threatened to sue me, but I don't know where that will lead. I am exhausted. I'm tired and I'm grieving and I'm being told I have no right to mourn him. We got the house, but it won't be ready until late September. His mother tried to claim a share of that, too, even though her son made no contributions to it. They've made no efforts to see baby and refused to let me visit the funeral parlor with them to say goodbye to their dad. I'm drained. I was supposed to go back to work soon, but thankfully my employer is understanding. We've booked a trip out of the country while we wait for the house's completion. I've become the target of a harassment campaign from ex's family who are calling me all sorts. I don't know why I'm sharing this here. Perhaps because I've deleted all my own social media accounts. It's nice to be able to post somewhere where no one knows me. Where no one will accost me in the streets or at work or at home.